now. 1 brick, 1 metal. There goes the rest of the materials. Bug about now.
Kann man nicht in die alte Party reinkommen? Twitch Bugabot.
Back up to 26 builds now. Bug being the darn game. So definitely a solid performance up to this point. Has with 2 from up top. There's a challenge coming on, and that is Has who gets cut down by Bug.
Digga, wie gut. Das war richtig gut gespielt, Alter.
Because he had like 45 HP.
Eliminated by full damage. There's that. Plummeting down and kind of a anticlimactic win there. I mean, still it's a victory royale. That's 10 points right there, plus the eliminations. You gotta feel good, but didn't really have to compete for the last one outside of Has falling in on top of his head there. Meanwhile, the next game over. 39 players remaining. We are in the southwest corner of the map. Gonna slide on in here, fly in from the outside. Is Slacky Marevs. NA East, by the way, has just under 2 hours left to play. We're a little over a third of the way through. Their queue time. You have to get 10 games in. You can get 10 games in, I should say. A lot of players, even ones that make the top 10,
NA.
often finish all their games. There's no need to if you're getting wins and high elimination counts every single time you play for placement, that kind of thing. So, you have about 50 minutes left.
Ist halt so. Hä, mach doch auf, Junge, der ist... Was macht der da? Oha! Oha, wie das gespielt war! Nein.
Junge, ich hab so harten Bug, das bewegt sich halt nicht. Ich hab jetzt Bild noch.
Ja, jetzt hab ich auch.
Danke dafür, dass es auch nicht weggeht. Es geht halt auch nicht weiter.
And that was exactly who tried to break on out, tried to escape, but unfortunately met their demise right there inside the 1x1.
Your own walls against that corner, and then just pickaxe straight down because you're.
We call him Dr. Lupo for a reason right there.
Listen, I'm watching that. Let me just say this. I'll admit this openly. I have before. I'll say it again. I'm not the best player, Jack.
We know.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason you're standing by my side right now, by the way.
Oh,
we're in comparison, we're trash. But we've watched enough and can understand the mechanics behind the game.
Absolutely.
That at this level, things like that, they stand out so much, and it's that kind of gameplay. You know, there's a reason I'm hiding behind the desk, like I said.
Hey, man, it makes sense. It's great to, be here casting with you, and also full peace of mind knowing that I have more skill in me than both you and your Pro-Am partner, Jordan Fisher, have in your entire bodies combined.
BestFortniteDuoEver.com.
And myself and Brendan Urie, when we win next week, are going to sing and dance on stage. And then we're going to have $1 million.
Oh, Junge, ist das viel dumm.
Tickets are actually available for the summer block party in the Pro-Am if you'd like to come take part and watch me take over. You can go to Fortnite Summer Block Party, Google, and find the link to it, because I don't know it off the top of my head. How about that for a plug?
Digga, wie er lacht. Oha, das war richtig gut gespielt.
Meanwhile, Tom, 72 hours here, 3 eliminations now. Pops the slurp to prevent anybody else at that point from using it. Picks up a mini. So I'm a little curious why he picked up 1 mini over keeping the slurp.
Sometimes in these late game moments, some panic can set in. You might not realize, you might not be able to get the chance. You might think, oh, that's 6 minis, right? And it's only 1. So right now, 72 hours. Out of his mind yesterday. A fantastic day, but as we know, Saturday doesn't always transfer over to Sunday. 72 hours spraying with this infantry right from close range. Oh, doesn't get that a limb. Does stay in the zone, doesn't get that a limb either. There you go. Okay, they do drop, but he kind of tunnel vision.
Ah, die Zone. Junge! Nein, der stirbt. Boah, was? Wenn er es überlebt hat.
Ich kann halt nicht mitgucken, weil ich da nicht wieder raufkomme, weißt du.
Not ideal. Wishes he had that slurp, I'm sure, at this point, hoping he can find some way to get this back. Frantically building his way to the top, trying to build up inside the safe zone, stay at the forefront of
Beste, danke, ich aktuell ist immer noch
very close.
Yep.
Got to make it to the top 5 to pick up the last 2 points before the victory royale is the only way for placement to matter anymore.
Sonst geh auf YouTube und guck mein Stream. Dann kannst du zugucken.
Releases the edit, wall, builds forward.
Ich habe aber auch irgendwie Bock zu spielen, ne?
No fall damage.
I thought that was going to be it right there.
Very close. 8 players left. J-Storm picking up another Elin.
Oh.
Rex finds him inside a box. 72 hours goes down just outside the top 5.
And if you're threats right there, that's an easy decision. You see someone inside trying to chug a big shield in time. You've got a heavy sniper.
Oh.
You know the player's got to be weak. That is a no-brainer type shot. Nicely recognized by threats. You see on the left side of your screen actually does get eliminated right there. So did make it right on the edge of top 5. Not sure if they wound up earning those other placement points. And it looks like he'd wind up. He did. So we are now in our top 3 though. Top right of your screen. Bottom right, Beggs, and then you see on the low ground, Slacky Marevs too, who's very, very weak. The Stink is brilliant from up top. Stinks this late in the game are just so deadly. Marev's gonna drop to that. He smelt it and dealt it. Another Stink comes in. Beggs getting choked by this now. Even more Stink still in the inventory. Oh, this is just beautiful. Gardini recognizing that it's best to hold on to those to the extreme late game, and now basically has a free win right in front of themselves with this one. Yeah, that doesn't get much easier. Well placed Stinks.
Die gucken halt immer noch Flash.
Dr. Lupo pays off.
Kann man mal aufhören?
You see an opportunity late game like that. Players fighting it out below you. No reason to not just drop that guy on there and
Die gucken bestimmt bis 2.
You know, they're forced to smell it, Jack. You hate to see that. Eliminations like that, I mean, it's, sorry, name on the screen threw me off for a second. See if you spot it.
Jetzt gucken wir Fernando zu.
You gotta feel good about it too, because it's almost low effort because you have players that
Mann, ich will auf jeden Fall jetzt noch in der Höhle kommen.
dropping the zone damage down below, letting them fight it out inside. And East with 1 hour and 44 minutes left.
As you saw, one of the most incredible gamers out there, Yogurt Fart, in this lobby.
I think we're 14, Jack. I think honestly, sometimes our maturity level shows.
Like for real. Like,
Epic,
I this for a second.
From the bottom of my heart, Epic, please.
No, this is other. Epic,
I'm sorry.
This needs to be discussed. How do you decide your name's gonna be Yogurt Fart? Like
Digga, laber nicht für eine Scheiße in den
everyone
Mund.
else out there is TTV. They want to get their clout up. And then it's like, hey, yeah, add my Epic. My name's Yogurt Fart.
Als ich mal gerade zugeguckt habe, der hat ja richtig abgekauft.
I think we've lost Jack, everybody. My deepest apologies for Daniel beaming Yeti out of the
Im
sky.
Hintergrund lachen die sich gerade irgendwie schlapp.
19 points total. Down below, Yogurt Fart still crawling around underneath. Jack trying his hardest to hold it together.
Yo player, Dan.
Jack?
It's right now. Fernando is keeping the high.
Sagt Fernando.
Trying to make sure no one can push towards this backside of the zone.
Production not helping with this joke at all in the slightest. Confirm that it's Danimals in our ears. Jack still trying his hardest.
We're good.
Sincerely, my deepest apologies.
DMO. I actually saw an interview and with DMO as.
Come on.
It's right now. Fortunately, he used that hashtag. Fortnite World Cup, and send us interesting names you've seen.
Yes, please.
That you've faced.
Guckst jetzt durchgehend, bis das zu Ende.
Nee, das glaube ich nicht, aber ich gucke es mal ein bisschen.
Fernando's still up top, just sitting pretty, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Garrido does get
Ich
shut
guck,
down.
glaube ich, gleich bis 1
Realistically,
Mensch
weapon-wise,
um
really
1.
hoping this
Aber ich
legendary
glaube in der
assault rifle
Party.
can pull through because listen, only other thing has a common tactical shotgun.
I've said it before, Jack, I'll say it again. The gray tack is the best
Den
weapon in
können
the
wir
game. Prove me wrong.
hoffentlich
You can.
1
That you say
ausgewählt.
that. It's never been proven.
Ein
Dr.
ganz
Lupo ever.
He said it, Reddit, not me.
Smile. Just to be clear, you really gotta point those at me, Jack?
Point that finger.
Hoffentlich machen die 1 scheiß Flash aus.
Saw on the feed, picking up another elimination.
Ja.
See how it's bad? Not
Um
necessarily
1
the
kann
worst.
ich den wieder
Picking up an Elam, we're
spielen.
down to the top 30. Fernando getting Sir Wings on rotation.
Guck gleich bis 1 und
See
5.
out another elimination. 29 remaining this Shadow Bomb to push all the way forward. These players trying their
Ich hab Bock, EP
hardest
zu
to earn a
holen,
spot in those 6 positions
aber
for NA East.
durchgehend hier
Only 6
Gruppenkeile zu
spots,
spielen.
remember, of these 3
Ah, da
Weil
steht
ich
players.
kann
wer,
ja nicht.
da steht in welcher Region sich welche hier qualifiziert haben. In Ozeanien ein, in Asia ein, in Europa 8, in NA East 2 und in NA West auch 2.
Ja, eigentlich mehr.
Das heißt, in Europa haben sich die am meisten qualifiziert.
Hä, geht gar nicht. Wenn jede Woche sich 8 qualifizieren.
Ja, ich glaube, das ist hier, wer sich heute qualifiziert hat, glaube ich.
Ja, heute haben sich aber auch 8 für Deutsch bei in Europa qualifiziert.
Okay.
Kai on the ultimate high ground up above as the remainder of the lobby is forced into the same maybe 2 or 3 boxes vertically. The rift to go puts a player all the way up top, 2 players all the way up top. Bar getting beamed from underneath, just a little bit of damage, but enough to apply pressure and make him plummet to the ground. You'll see another rift, 3 players up. You hear the combat shotgun shot in there. Somebody off for a big play if they can pull it off. Can't quite yet though. Bar landing. Waterfall down and layer up, basically 3 or 4 floors up off the ground. We're in the top 7.
It's a lot of mats to use right there.
We got 2 players left. Need to go down before those final placement points, and every point matters as we've talked about in these placements. We edit to check for a shot. Nope, looks down below. Flying pressure with the grenades.
Ja, das habe ich eigentlich geleckt, als wir gefightet haben.
Hiding on the ultimate low ground, picks up that Elam, putting the top 4 now. Bar dropping down, applying pressure. Another grenade, very close, very risky. Shots from above. That might cost us. We'll see here. No builds left. A quick edit. A shot through finds Fernando. 1v1 situation. A top down. The combat shots from above. Kai picks up the last elimination from the ultimate high ground to the victory royale. Well played.
No builds or not. You are just never going to win a fight 1v1 with attack versus combat right there. Just not going to happen. It's just a better weapon in the hands of his opponent. The combat shotgun shows off just how darn good it is right there. As we head to our next game, up top you've got Class. You saw Chap flying by.
Leute, da unten war irgendeiner, der Apex im Namen hat. Ich sag euch, der wird gleich so hart eine Schelle erhalten, weil er Apex im Namen hat. Leute, ich sag euch, der wird nicht mehr lange leben.
Somewhere in that inventory, I bet you there's a rift to go or a launch pad. Not needing to move too early. I mean, he's got 5 seconds now and start to make the move.
Actually hit his head, but it seems like that was on purpose.
That was intentional. Yeah. The horizontal movement, if you bounce off one of those ramps 2 blocks up, you get shot out like a rocket, essentially, and you can fly across the map. Less chances for people to shoot you out of midair.
Ja, das war's. Ich film dann bis 1.
Got the combat shotgun in hand. As we know, sometimes the inventory doesn't load for the players when we hop on into a new lobby. So, Class definitely has more than just a rare. One player just above, looking to put some pressure on, and doesn't a little bit of pressure. Easier than that.
A little bit of pressure. Yeah, just a little bit. There they go. Elimination in there. 39 players left. 3 Elams now for Class. The clips say his duo may potentially be in here. Those players qualified already. Chap, Macwood. Complexity
in our top 10 box. In our top 10 last time we checked the leaderboards. Indeed. And is in a great position to rack up points right here.
As with every grenade, when there's 1, there's 50. Finds the Elam on the outside. There's 3 now, 30 points.
It's like chips. It's like potato chips. Like you can't
just eat one. You can't
just shoot 1 grenade.
Show me a person that's eaten 1 chip and then stopped. Yeah, right.
Look at the size of me. I haven't.
Legend has it you're still eating chips to this day. Sorry, Jack. Sorry to expose you.
No, you don't have to. I had some delicious ones earlier. Cheddar cheese, Pringle action. Excellent. Macwood spraying, frantically trying to find some sort of damage to put down range. Every point matters. Every elimination matters. A heavy snipe Nearly exposes Macwood, but a quick reaction time does stop it. And actually surprised, Macwood is taking a ton of damage.
He could have, for a second, opted to take shots, but I feel like that player right there, literally the one he's jumping past right now, there were multiple that had line of sight on the bottom.
Great movement, though. Great movement.
Big jump.
Hitting that last ball, getting as far as possible. We'll have time to pop both of these minis, which I expect, okay, only using one, it appears. Wants to save as much of these as possible.
Kind of surprising because we're going into the late game here. He's
Fell.
way
There you
above
go.
the damage threshold. Hey, look, 191 now, no big deal. Looking for shots and a follow through. The second, maybe a back-to-back. Swap to the combat shotgun. Look at the right side here in just a second. Building up above and finds Das on the rotation up. 5 elims at 32 points. We're in the top 30. Another one of these opportunities. Macwood showing just how versatile those shadow bombs are climbing the mountain.
My
Bist
goodness,
du da?
this is a tough
Ja.
zone rotation. And it's
Ich
going
gucke
right
jetzt das
back,
an zum
actually.
Filmen.
Looks like through where we just were. You see tilt as
Und
well
dann
in this
komme
game.
ich wieder
All the way
spielen.
on the high ground is Thunder.
Ja.
So they're beaming on down, back over to Class. Who's currently set on up, kind of towards the higher point of this build. Has made it into the top 25, so more points will be earned.
Through to the next section here, just kind of tunneling forward. One of the most important skills for rotation.
Nick A30 was literally talking about it earlier. Saying how before he started to stream, he was in Playground. He was trying to get better at tunneling on uneven ground, like we need to go up or down or whatever.
It's important too to know when you need to cover all your angles, every side, or just one side or two sides, depending on how you're moving or where you're moving. If you're at the edge of the zone, you don't necessarily have to cover your back if you know that that side's been empty for a while. Or if you're moving across the middle and you want to save materials, maybe a single floor and a ramp, turn, rotated, or like you do a jump rotation and quickly place it to end up underneath so you don't use so many materials. By the way, catching a player, specs, immediately placing the launch and jumping off of it.
And what's big is, of everything that just dropped, the one thing Class is able to pick up is 280 brick.
Feels good.
Basically the best thing you could ask for.
Material's so important late game. We're in the top 15 now. Class looking at 20 points, looking for the 21st here in a second. Shot, go for the replace, gets the first layer, go for the replace, gets the second, doesn't quite get the second layer. A little bit of a mis-edit in there too, placing the triangle down. Tons of players up above, one landing directly above, immediately replace. It does the edit to get it to fall through. The player drops down, gets a 124 on the combat, and it's Thunder who goes down, pays the price for the second shot. Very, very good mechanic skill there from Class. A lot of practice goes into moves like that.
Yep, as you hear the rift go off, someone will be contesting for height. Sen Karos did just go down. It's Percently who's all the way up top, and Class catches him off guard. Percently went to look up at the Rifter, and Class just jumped behind. And that is a game-changing moment, Dr. Lupo, as Class not only eliminates Percently, but refocuses his attention onto the player. Rifting high ground is now his, and he's up to his highest amount of material so far in this late game.
Pressure applied on Eclipse, who's second level there. You've got Lazar and Fox down to the bottom. Shots coming out from Class, moving forward in the stink a little bit on the backside, but no big deal. Eclipse stuck inside a stink of his own. Lazar and Fox in the ultimate low, fighting it out while still getting shot at from above. 3 builds in Fox's inventory, and Class is sitting on 63. Very important to note that, because that means Class could waterfall down and apply pressure at any time. He also has a chance to wall off and heal off from above. Fox is going to have to take shots. Eclipse goes down. Fox is basically nothing left. Class, a little bit of fall damage. There we go. The builds leading into the campfires for the HP. Fox slotting it on the hill, stuck outside the storm. Class doesn't have to push, but he doesn't know that. Wait for the last second. Shot from above and finds the victory royale. 8 eliminations.
That was not pretty.
18 points.
That was not pretty right there, but that's where we have it. A good victory royale for 100 Thieves. Class, 8 eliminations, the win, 18-point game. Zeke and Sundown with our updates.
Thank you guys so much, man. Do I love Fortnite? The answer is yes, of course. Who doesn't? Now, guys, of course, we're here in NA East. Excuse me, I almost said West. I don't know why I did that. NA East here, knee-deep in the game. Sundown, we've seen some incredible games so far. Let's take a moment here, slow things down, meet up with Sundown. We'll take a look at some of the awesome clips he's got. We'll take a look at the updated standings, and then go from there.
Right, so first we're going to hop on board here with Bugabot. A great individual effort from him on the low ground here. Note, Right before that elim, he had 0 builds, now up to 20. But one thing I want you to keep an eye on is his mentality to shoot first in these situations. It might be because he's lower on the builds, but note how he's looking to walk out and take fights. He's not looking to build himself back out. He wants his shots first, which ends up being huge if you're in a position where you can aggress, picking up pads right there and then able to run it out and get the victory route, just outlasting from 0 builds to a VR. Well done from Bugabot. Now, the Titan of the East, we talked about it. Players who haven't qualified 72 hours. Tom is on that, and just watch this little bit of a tricksy rotation here. Ends up directly in this player box on the backside, but Mike can go back to lobby. Boxes himself up, puts the trap down. Nice little defense there. Now, rather unfortunate here that he didn't end up with 2 elims, but the tag and the baller does still pick up Testy, so well done there from 72 hours. We've seen a lot of Fernando as well. Now watch him go to work. That was his first elim, but look at what he gets from all of that. Gets high ground control, the legendary AR, and zone priority position. Because he's on this side and players are forced to rotate into him, he's going to be able to use the rifle. Saw him pick up 1 there, picks another player off of the jump pad. That feels awful if you're Oscarito, and we've seen him have an affinity a number of times for getting picked up off of those jump pads. So maybe grab a shadow bomb or ball and rotate along the ground as Fernando keeps putting in work there, getting the storm tick over onto Sir Wings. And look, that's the one thing that we stress about these players. It's the action after there be the action. You don't slow down. You can't stop right after you pick something else up because somebody else is there. Picks up the elim onto Quasi, boxes himself up, and then pushes forward. And he's been doing this entire run while he's being contested. It's not like he's avoiding these fights. He's going and he's looking for them, but he's prepared to take them with that shoot first mentality. Very well done from Fernando there, but let's check out those standings right now. The previous qualifier on top, Misfits Clicks. Let's look at the spread, 40 points down to 30, so just 10 points separating first and 10th, and 6 spots up for grabs. Zeke's with Clicks already having qualified, it would drop down to the 7th spot, and all of these guys are right on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like someone like Smacked and Fernando, they have the 3 games played, and they're at the 30 points. Someone like Clicks, who's at the top, has 5 with 40 points. So they have like more room to work with, more throwaway games, I guess, but the point spread is still pretty tight. Don't forget, top 6 will be moving on to finals, so there's still plenty of time. I still feel like this is anyone's game. It just takes one incredible standout game to just rock it up on the leaderboard, you know?
It's absolutely anybody's game. We talked about kind of a reasonable pop-off. A 5 elim victory route is 15 points, or 8 elims, and in the top 5 is 15 points. Any of those is a realistic final game, and we're right around that halfway mark, and with less than 15 points separating the top 10, anybody will be able to jump up on the page, and that's what Fortnite is all about.
Well, let's not hold off any longer, Fortnite fam. Let's just get right back into the action. So for now, let's send it back over to Courage and Dr. Lupo for more Fortnite.
Ooh-wee, the standings are getting juicy. Some would call them soggy as we move into our next game here.
Speaking of soggy, Jack, on your screen, Liquid, Vivid.
And Loot Lake.
A player that's already qualified.
Yes.
Qualified week 1. You gotta love that. An opportunity, though, for Vivid to practice his mechanics, keep his game stepped up to the top. Hopefully push up and maybe pick up, you gotta remember, a little bit of prize money too on the line here, plus it's doubled. $2 million for the entire weekend is insane.
Absolutely wild.
Gives me chills, Jack.
$2 million every week for these last couple weeks is nuts. That's like, you've been around in competitive gaming for a long time. That is like entire life cycles of games, prize money. And now it's these 2 weeks. Don't even get me started on the Fortnite World Cup Finals. That is going to be the spectacle to watch this summer. You will want to be tuned in for that. Later on this summer, in the end of July, you see Hogman continuing to pop up in the elimination feed. Vivid throwing these grenades, and on these awkward to build surfaces like in the water, it is so tough to dodge them, and you see right there how it winds up working out.
Yeah, here at Loot Lake, multiple players trying to make their way in. 38 left. Vivid starting to tunnel forward, shots from the backside. He's going to wait. Last second, it looked like he was waiting for one more shot from that opponent's AR before he took the combat shotty shot. Couldn't quite get it. For Reed here, going to take ownership of the wall, sees the baller through, and going to apply pressure, taking shots there. It actually is Hogman with the baller inside that brick box in the bottom, Loon up top. Freemium Moving forward up above too, the next level up. Shots underneath the corner edit there. Vivid's gonna have to replace the wall with a new one. Maybe a chance to pop that full shield if he decides it's the right call, which at this point it might be, unless someone nearby is very, very weak. Vivid gonna go for the full shield. At this point, waiting. You have 18 seconds until the circle starts to close, which means you don't have to move just yet if you're trying to wait, especially if you have a rift in your inventory, a launch pad, anything like that. You can take a second and take shots before movement's required. I believe that's exactly what's going on here. Yep. It's going to rotate on through. Look from underneath, and there is a pyramid separating them now. No chance here. You hear the shadow bomb go off. David might try and track this one down. 54 on the shield on rotation. No chance just yet. A player directly above. He's going to build up and try and match height. Shot from the backside. 32-21. Shield still on that player, and another one rotates in front. It's Navy Rob who goes down to a quick combat shotgun shot.
I actually can't believe Vivid's not being sprayed at more.
Not barely even challenged.
Yeah.
Player down to his bottom right. Loot Lake keeping people on their toes. Player right inside finds Loon in the box. Follow up the back-to-back. Two shots. Hogman goes down. A very, very competitive player. That's a big elimination. Less of a challenge now to reach that #1 spot this game. Vivid moving forward. Another wounded player on the outside. The baller flies past. Vivid building up. 18 points, 4 elims, and 66 builds. Ammunition not too bad, loadout not too bad. A player directly underneath. Vivid still making moves non-stop. This is why he qualified week 1. You're looking for a player to watch. This is definitely one high on the list, Jack.
Yeah, he is someone that I think a lot of people always expected to do well and qualify, but the surprising thing for others is that he's the only one of the Liquid boys who has, right? And Vivid has been a absolute beast in solos for as long as he's competed in Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
And right now showing what he can do here. Down to 19 health though. It looks like the end might be near.
You look back at previous skirmish events, he was routinely taking home first place, second place, third place. Repeat.
Oh, there he goes.
Untamed, catch him on the outside, goes down, 70 players left. Couldn't quite squeak out the top 15 for placement points. If you remember, it's top 25 with 3, top 15 gets you another 2 at 5. Top 5 gets you 2 more to 7, and the Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in, there's your scoring setup. Clicks finding another element. You have to remember too, Clicks right now top of the board. Finds Surge Kurt on the outside, rotating forward with the shadow bombs. What a versatile item right now for movement. One of the best in the game. If you're looking for a chance to stay safe, I say pick up a shadow bomb or 2 and make those rotations at the right time.
Yeah, right now Clicks. No!
Gets himself.
Boogie bombs himself in this one.
Not a huge deal if that player gets picked by somebody on the move.
Thankfully, no one else came down and got involved.
They're sitting in the back of the baller. No chance there. Kind of just a fresh reset for everybody involved in that one. Blake's taking a shot from the back. 60 shield gone now. He's going to try and climb the hill. This could be big. If he can hold on to this for the entire time while this storm's still circling. Bouncing off all these surfaces, lands all the way up top. He's in a box with another player. It's Nut. Goes down in the box. Lee walling off, Clicks, now down to 10 shield. 10 players left, building up. The assault for high ground, so important right now. 1 launch pad is heard, Clicks takes a chance to pop a mini. Keep building that tarp forward, may have to reconnect here in a second, depending on how much pressure he feels like he's gonna get. Players dropping in. It's funny, even a 9 damage combat shotgun shot is enough to force a player to drop in there. Underkill goes down.
It's because you know there's more shots coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, if he's already hitting me now, just wait until I'm lower like this. It could be even worse. Clicks, still with 100 builds, showing off why he is one of the most consistent solo players in the NA East region. The Boogie comes in, doesn't actually connect with anybody, but this is as textbook as it can get. You're just keeping the high ground, making sure that if you get dropped down, you won't take any fall damage, let everyone else get scrappy and fight. You just get your placement points, get your last couple of limbs, and you're good. At this point, this is Clicks playing this like he's at the World Cup finals.
100%.
Just practicing. The more the merrier. Keeping the height, not doing anything crazy.
Plenty of build left.
Yep.
On 60 plus. Let the other 2 fight it out.
They're fighting.
Shot. Premium. The last one on the low ground. 1v1 Clicks. Just going to knock the floor out. Taking shots from above. Quick little corner edit and reset. Look at the speed of that. Look at the speed of that. He's double layering brick, puts the floor down, just the 1 surface, edits the corner, takes a shot, resets, and builds the pyramid.
That was...
Well, just let the premium tick out.
Scary easy for Clicks. I mean, scary easy.
You want to know why he's the top, Jack? That's why he's the top right now.
That's it right there. I mean, we see other players in a position like that where they've let it get close, Clicks knew exactly how to play that through and through. Barely took a lick of damage and wins the game. Another victory royale there. Someone on your screen, you see TSM Vinny, a name that in previous skirmish times popped off. Has pretty much, for me at least, had a pretty quiet Fortnite World Cup so far.
Gone quiet through the World Cup thus far. Love to see a big game from Vinny. His duo Zexro as well, another one that's kind of low-key so far. A lot of players, though, rotating through here. We're at the 50-50 circle in 12 seconds. That means anybody left in Neo Tilted is going to have to make a move, and you've got people like Vinny boxed up, a good chance to take third-party shots. I am curious why he just took a great tack shot through a window at probably 100 meters. Not sure. not sure.
Which weapon you have right there.
don't think that was the desired play. No. A little bit of stumble.
Vinny trying to set up for this drop that's coming on in and decides to actually look up and begin to shoot it. Remember, the health of the drop actually depends on the mode you're in. So in solos, it's only got 250 HP, so that's not too bad of a thing to have to shoot on down. And, well, even if he doesn't get the crate,
feels like he got a crate.
Feels like he did. The legendary combat shotgun. What an upgrade there from the common tack.
Caught that player in the rotation in. Is actually still going to get the box. Looks like unchallenged. Big bucks, no whammies.
My
Finds
goodness.
a legendary AR, a big upgrade across the board there, and he's got a full shield in the box as well. Got to hold on to the minis and the slurp. Probably the best call right now since it's most likely only one full. See here in a second. Quick little reset on the wall. He's looking for anybody that might be peeking, anybody that might be making a move, chances to take a shot. He does have a backup in terms of shield there. Cowboy, the top right corner of your screen as well. Vinny, the stinks, still getting ticks. Sees the player potentially rotating out. Can he track that? Doesn't
he's just,
quite see it.
He's just getting rid of him.
I think he's chucking them away.
He's throwing them away so he can pick back up either the minis or the mini or the full.
Yep.
And looks like we'll decide to go for 5 minis in the slurp, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Makes sense there. Get some damage down. If there's somehow a storm surge that comes in, that might be the difference between being above and below. I like the play. Say I like the play.
If it's going to happen for Storm Surge, it'll be at the end of this circle. You actually see that this is interesting because the way that we're watching these games, that marker right there, whichever person we pulled this from, that's them marking the edge of the next circle.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty interesting tip for anybody that's watching from home if you're trying to elevate your play. A lot of positioning knowledge will come from knowing when or when not you need to continue rotating in.
Yeah.
If you use the mini map to mark, just put the little marker down, the closest portion of the next safe zone. You know when you've made it in without having to check the mini map to see if you're past it or not. It's very, very, very important to know when you're safe and when you aren't.
Absolutely, in duos especially. Your duo's still alive, you're dead. You got to do things like that. Help, give them the best chance possible. Nico hits the ceiling above and actually drops a player right into his box. So basically gets a free elimination right there as the player was not expecting it. And with that, we'll actually move into our top 25. 3 more placement points earned. Shadow Bomb being used, and the quick movement up this slight little hill begins. As you see, 72 hours on your screen, alive right now inside of a baller. He was in our top 10 earlier on. Now no longer the case. The last time we got a leaderboards update.
Blue T in here as well. We're going to jump in with Nico live. 4 eliminations, 137 builds, a really good loadout, and Loom not doing too well on the bottom there. There was an RPG, doesn't opt to pick it up. Could have potentially swapped out the AR or the TAC AR for that. Doesn't do so, though. No big deal. 19 points now. Catches a player inside the same box. Maybe one box over at this point of rotation. Moving forward. No time to waste here. You don't want to be stuck at the edge of the safe zone as a baller actually swings through and opens everything up. Nico forced to rebox very quickly, burning through the materials. Down to 32 metal. Keo from Cloud9. The very bottom of your screen.
Look at 72 hours on height right
Liquid
now.
72 hours, top of the screen there. Cole as well. Blue T. Jojo.
Cole's breaking him out. Cole's doing everything he can to break him out. And 72 hours having to deal with that. He just wants to begin to fire down on everyone, but can't get a chance right now. Here's Kaizui. Again, one of the younger players on 100 Thieves. 78 total health, but a ton of ammo, so some health back and maybe some mats. He's definitely can spray for days.
Player rotating behind through the storm for just a second. One drops in, the heavy snipe does apply pressure. Kaizui goes down, it's Blue T from above. Oh my gosh, it looks like they traded inside the box. The trap and the shot, a quick swap there. Both players going down at the same time. Meanwhile, all the way in the ultimate high ground for just a second there, we're in the top 15, but 72 hours from Team Liquid still in it. Blasian goes down. JoJo still in this as well. 10-bit just inside with a barely alive baller as Nico, the forefront of the storm. He's got a baller in the box immediately next to. Wouldn't be surprised if there was pressure.
Yeah, I can tell. Whoa! All pulled into the rift. 3 of them.
3 players all the way in the sky. 9 remaining.
And they'll gladly float this one out. Look at all the destruction going on down low.
Just wait it out.
There goes 72 hours. Did get dropped on down.
It's like he went out 8th. Doesn't quite get the 7 points for a top 5. Shatang gonna drop past Deity with the ultimate high ground. Keo in the mid tarp. Pyroboil flying all the way past. Got players still stuck in the bottom. It's Keo inside a box. Nico and Deity fighting for the ultimate high ground. Ranch forced down a little bit too. We're in the top 5. Placement points going out for everybody. 7 now.
Nico's so high up there right now.
In the sky.
Does Nico, the question is, does Nico have anything to wind up dropping down with? From our perspective, from what we can tell a spectator, no, but
that
with it going up the hill, should now be all right. But look at how weak all these players are down low. The storm doing so much damage, and Nico more than happy to just keep building on up, keep playing this distance. Shatang gets 2, so winds up getting a lot of HP, but spraying, and it's all for naught. Nico just sits up there and basically idly wins that game. Pretty easy. When you got the high ground like that, building in brick, there's no chance of getting shot down at all. And what I'm loving to see here, Ben, is as players doing a good job of calculating when they're on height, if they need to challenge or not. That's like 2 or 3 games in a row now where the person on height has just sat up there, let the storm do its job, as long as you tag them once.
In the last 60 seconds.
Last 60 seconds.
Crazy.
Get a little tag on them, and then let the ultimate enemy, the zone, do its job for you. 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the queues until NA East solo qualifiers for the Fortnite World Cup Finals are over.
If you're trying to get your 10 matches in, now's the time to do it. 44 players left. Speaking of those 10 matches in this match, Attack AR, the blue combat shotgun, minis, shadow bombs, sitting on the edge of the zone. John, no need to apply too much pressure, doesn't have to move, just kind of wait it out. Take third-party shots, get those quick window edit resets and hold this one watching through on that ramp using the little holes in the brick structure underneath of his opponent. Gonna start making a move here, goes for the window replace, it's the wall replace, it's not even challenged. Here we go. This player might not have audio. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, that's just, again, when you're not just like in a 1-by-1, when there's more behind you, sometimes they catch you off guard. As that's what happens right there. FaZe Dubs actually in this lobby, and
Didn't you say?
Said FaZe
you
Dubs.
go on record as saying FaZe Dubs is the best solo player in the world
as of right now.
Interesting.
With the technically with the placings we've got, there has been no person more consistent currently. What's he had, like 1st, 3rd, 6th, 2nd, or something?
No person more consistent. Okay, I have to ask. Have you not been watching Tim's stream? Consistently fall damage.
That is true. Consistently bad.
We're talking about consistency.
Yeah.
Jack, really, you're gonna?
Yep.
Sorry, Tim. I'm trying to defend you here, bud.
It's all right. I'm sure he's really upset right now with his hand tats.
Listen, he's tough and you can't handle it.
I can't wait to see Tim this week. I'm gonna give him a big hug.
Right in the feed, picking up England. Flo taking one out as well in the top 35. Zycoma, Baldy, right next to each other here. A little back and forth. You see them both actually facing each other, and just quick edit resets for transparency on the walls.
You're like, you good? You good?
You gonna move?
You good?
You gonna make a move? I'm just gonna wait. You gonna move? I'm not going yet. You going?
You game of chicken right now is ball.
ist das dumm, Junge. Ja, wir so ein Hurensohn aussehen. Hast dran, Digga. Ich schwör. Ich hoffe, so deine Mutter verreckt dann. Ey, so kleiner Bastard. Ich hoffe, deine Mutter und dein Vater und du verrecken an. Ey, die kleinen Scheißkinder, dreckigen kleinen Kackernacken, Mann. Haha, Busleitung, Internet, ne, du kleiner Spaß, hier hab ich dir so gegönnt, du kleiner Bastard. Haha, Busleitung, Internet, ne, du kleiner Spaß, hier hab ich dir so gegönnt, du kleiner Bastard. Ich hasse, Digga. Dreckiger Hurensohn, Kanacke, Alter. Bastard, Junge, kleiner Hurensohn.
3 Spieler leben noch. Oh mein Gott, okay, die Runde können wir, glaube ich, doch noch zu Ende schauen. Da jetzt hier der Alexio das noch hier gut schnell macht, auf jeden Fall. Schauen, ob er noch den epischen holen wird, bin ich gespannt auf jeden Fall. Wäre natürlich echt lecker. Oh, schön. Oh, der Gegner ist komplett low auf jeden Fall. Geht er direkt auf Pushen hier. Sehr, schön auf jeden Fall. Noch 4 Minuten. Sturm kommt auf. Schade. Gegner hat einen Lauko aus. Schöne Falle. Oh, schöner Hate. Gegner low. Wenn er den nicht holt, weiß ich auch nicht. Ich weiß ja, er holt noch den epischen, Leute. Allmal ein GG für Alexeo hier an der Stelle in den Live-Chat rein. Sehr schön auf jeden Fall gemacht. Und ja, Leute, so. An alle auf jeden Fall gerne jetzt hier nochmal an der Stelle, bevor ich offline gehe, Kanal abonnieren, wenn ihr neu seid, Glocke aktivieren, so dass ihr mal benachrichtigt werdet, also per Mal aktivieren, damit ihr auch eine Benachrichtigung erhaltet. Morgen Abend wieder live, Leute, da ich morgen früh leider nicht mehr streamen kann, weil ich morgen früh wohin gehe, weil ich eingeladen wurde auf jeden Fall. Deswegen, Leute, ich hoffe, der Stream heute hat euch gefallen, hat mir mega Spaß gemacht. Ich bin am Morgen Abend 20 Uhr oder 21 Uhr wieder live. Der Stream geht dann wieder bis zum Item Shop. Also ich wünsche euch noch einen wunderschönen guten Abend auf jeden Fall. Und da jemand gefragt hat, auf jeden Fall vorhin.
Hier. Lucky, biliyor musun Lucky? Ich glaube, Lucky ist meiner Stadt. Lucky? Ich hab schon mal gesehen. Lucky, ja. 23 Typ da, 23 Grad. Aber du hast mir gestern
Nein, der hat 27k Rollen, der hat 27k.
Der hatte gestern 23 oder so.
Der wird von Lenny so hart gepusht, ne?
Mhm.
Ich weiß nicht.
Die
Du hast
streamen
einen, der
grad.
bei mir auch gemacht. Du hast ja einen, der bei mir auch gemacht, ne? Der kommt zu mir, der kauft die Zuschauer. Ich so, was laberst du denn? Er kommt einfach zu mir, er sagt, der kauft Zuschauer.
Kann ich Moment erstmal nicht. Bis der kommt, der guckt
Guck mal,
sich
er
Bura.
hatte 10k, ne? Er hatte irgendwas mit 1000. Lenny hat irgendwas mit 100.000. Lenny hat irgendwas mit 200.000.
Ja, safe gekauft, Angebot. Wie Kuba. Kuba hat 5000 gehabt mit 500.
Kuba war nicht mehr normal, Kuba war anders. Kuba, ich habe viele gesehen, Leute scheißen viel rein, aber bei Kuba hat es so fett reingeschissen. Auf einmal 5000 Zuschauer, ich so, hä? Da schreiben nur 3 Leute. Ich so,
Das ist so Sonne.
Ich hab so Lachkick geschoben. Ich so, hä? Das ist verarscht. Ich will mir niemals Zuschauer oder Abos kaufen.
Ey Jungs, was seid ihr welchen Land? Dieser Bonks hier, der holt die alle. Ich dachte, wir gehen alle zusammen auf den drauf. Der hat Aimbot.
Nein, der hat keine Aimbot. Das ist Skill, Bro, das ist Skill.
Der zockt mit Tastatur?
Ja.
Okay.
Aber ohne Spaß, Tastatur Aim ist schwerer als Controller.
Nein, Walla sogar. Was sagst du da, Digga? Was er sagt? Aua.
Boah, du hast eine ganze Hand zu aimen. Ich kann das gar nicht verstehen, wenn man überhaupt einen Schuss so veraimen kann, Digga.
Auf PC, ne?
Einer meint,
du hast eine ganze Hand. Du musst einfach nur so auf Menschen bewegen mit deiner Maus, Bro. Das ist so einfach, ne?
Ich hab so einen großen, ja, da. Kappa.
Stream doch jetzt
Ja,
mit
Mann,
anderen Karten.
Ja, wohin, er selber Kappa.
Danke.
So einen großen, ja. Also Jungs, zeigt wer dieser Bonks ist. Zeigt wer ihr seid, Mann. Zeigt euch,
Joel,
Alter.
Kerem, lass mal Joel pushen.
Sollen wir pushen?
Wir haben von gestern gepusht.
Jalla, gib ihm.
Jungs, folgt mal Joel.
Joel, komm mal kurz zu meinem Stream, ich hol dir deinen Link hier kopieren, weißt du?
Jungs, gönnt jemand 20 Abos, noch 6 Abos, gönnt jemand die. Oder macht nur 30 voll, wenn ihr könnt.
Joel, komm mal kurz bei mir in den Chat reinschreiben, mal was rein, ich kopiere deinen Link.
Nein, wir können auch da über direkt zum Kanal dann hinterlegen.
Oh mein.
Bongs hat einen Seid doch
Kannst mich adden, ihr könnt mich adden, Jungs, Ausrufezeichen Epic in den Chat.
Bongs, spiel mal wieder mit den Neon-Skin, Bro. Dein Markenzeichen Neon-Skin.
Der Typ ist aber PC-Spieler, oder? Ja.
Ja, aber krass. Aber er
Ja, war krass. Ja. Der Hack, nein. Alles ist illegal player. Legit. Kannst mich pushen? Nein, Jungs, nicht auf Anfrage, Wallah.
Letztes Mal einer so zu mir, kannst mich pushen. Ich so, nein. halbe Stunde später kommt mein Stream rein, er macht leider auf seinen Stream.
Heute bei mir auch genauso. Kannst du mich pushen, bitte? Ich sag nein, ich hab Anfrage.
Was geht, Jungs? Was geht, Jungs? Schreibt euch den Code rein. An jeden neuen Zuschauer, gönnt ein Abo, lasst ein Like da, aktiviert die Glocke.
So, Jungs, guck jetzt. Ich kopiere jetzt einen Link, okay? Geht einfach alle bei dem rüber. Gebt einfach mal ein Abo, tamam. So start mit diesem. Allah seine, wer hat gestartet, Mann?
Wie, wer hat gestartet?
Wer hat gestartet? Wallah, ich hab nicht gestartet.
Ich hab 3 gedrückt und bei mir dann bereit steht, mehr nicht.
Ich hab auch 3 gedrückt. Wallah, wer hat... Chico? Chico? Ist Chico in der Stream? Jungs, guck. Wir verlassen jetzt hier einmal, ne? Und,
Oh mein Gott, welcher Peach?
verlassen einmal, Jungs. Jungs, geht alle einmal rüber und wir machen weiter bei 20 Abos. Sonst starten die Runden nicht, ohne Spaß.
Das war nur Kripo. Egal, Joel, die wird gegönnt, Bro. Die wird gegönnt. Gönnt mal Joel ohne Spaß.
Gönnen wir zurück. Jungs, einmal rüber ein Abo da lassen, bitte, Dankeschön. Bei 20 Abos geht weiter. Gönnt den 25, gönnt den 30, lang was für 20, gönnt den 30.
Also das war nur Kipo, jetzt kriegt er hier Abos. Geh ich jetzt für gönnen.
So. Jungs, Wallah, gönnt den Abos.
Hast Paket geholt? 5 Euro Paket?
Nein, ich hab kein Geld, was für 5 Euro?
Ja, passt.
Seit welcher Season spielst du?
Season 3?
Du bist Season 3 Spieler?
Ja, aber so Mitte, nicht so ganz. Hab nicht ganz alles geschafft, Besten fast. Weil war nicht da.
Ja.
Neben noch unserem Squad. Alles klar, Dario, nice. Was will ich sehen?
Mein Freund war in Season 6 und der hat Season 10 Battle gehabt und der ist nur Stufe 98 gekommen.
Oh.
Dort ist sich so geärgert, der hat fast seine PS4 kaputt gemacht.
Hi.
Auf einmal so eine neue Season, schaut da ein.
Hi, Valen. Was geht ab? Bist du in der Türkei oder was?
Ciao. Wir führen ja noch eine Runde, ne?
Code habe ich reingeschrieben.
Ja, Jan, gehst du jetzt oder machst du was letztes? Jan? Jan?
Auch, glaube ich.
Willst du mal einen Freund bekommen? Das jetzt, Anfangs hat er die ganze Zeit gefragt, dass es okay wäre. Wäre es okay?
Was?
Wenn mein Freund kommen würde, er wollte aber war halt noch nie, dachte mir jemand, der Kaffee gemacht hat.
Ja, aber danach gehe ich dann auf und dann spiele ich mit.
Schlägt nicht mehr, man riss es hier raus, die Augen geschlossen, die Venen offen. Sowas kann passieren, nur wegen Worten.
Easy Claps.
Yes.
Boah, Digga, er hat ihn schon gut geholt. Stark. Danach kommt noch eine Runde und dann gehe ich auf. Also wir machen noch eine Runde.
Okay,
Du bist Renegade Raider, oder?
ich ja.
Spiel ihn direkt mal. Weil, hattest du den nicht?
Instagram, schaut auf Instagram, das ist halt ein Spaß. Nein, so ein RDW-Pack. Dann hat der RDW-Pack, ja, 37 Likes dazu, da vielen Dank.
Ja, kannst du machen, Release. Stimmt, wir haben jetzt noch Platz 2.
Ja, es fällt ja auch so viele schauen meine Stories. Einfach davor 1000, jetzt 232. Auf Insta, Digga.
Ja, aber meine schauen jetzt auch über 100.
Steckt immer. Warte mal. Bin auf alle. Hau rein jetzt.
Ich muss gerade überlegen. Oh, ich bin vollkommen verwirrt irgendwie.
FIFA hat Bock gemacht. Ja, dann hast du halt gleich Runde danach mal schon gesaut. Das ist dir schon gesagt. Aber ich
noch weiter?
Könntest du selbst.
Mörder oder so kann er aufdrehen oder so. Und so hohle Runden oder Brunnen hat, aber die Streams gehen richtig klar. Oder?
Sind Bauer. Ja.
Dass einfach jeder Kartenbase mitspielen kann.
Ja.
Ist du? Oh, Chi. Hä? Nur Omega, ich schwöre.
LLXD. GG an dich. ZLM. American. GG, Bruder.
Chi.
Könnte ich kurz was vorlesen?
Ja, mach mal.
Natürlich.
Mädels, seid ihr der Wahl eures Mannes behutsam? Euer Kind wird aussehen wie der Vater und nicht wie sein Audi. Checkt ihr das, oder? Ja, richtig, Herr Laflash.
Ja, Bruder.
Wie lange hast du auf Raider Code gewartet?
Einen Monat so?
Okay.
Fast 2 Monate.
Carstens Game muss man ja einen Creator Code haben, oder? Für Custom Games.
Ja.
Muss man das nochmal extra beantragen?
Nee, die machen das automatisch. Ich habe das automatisch einfach so E-Mail damit durch. Alles klar.
Machtest du Lust, die Custom Games zu machen? Ja, oder?
Ja.
Wieso machst du eigentlich gar keine Videos, nur Livestreams?
Will ich auch machen. Schön.
Ja. Und ich gönne dir auf jeden Fall 100.000 Abonnenten.
Dankeschön. Riere.
Ja.
Okay, hat Spaß gemacht mit euch.
Ja.
Leider kurze Runde, aber schade, egal.
Jo.
GG, wir sehen uns nochmal.
Ja.
Jo.
Ciao.
Tschüss.
Ciao. Hau rein.
Hau rein, Mutter. Hau rein.
Ich kann nicht alles sehen.
Was?
Junge, von meinem Vater kann ich nicht mal mitzählen, wie viele ich da habe.
Okay, Solo-Runde, Leute. Solo.
Solo, ich geh direkt raus.
Ja, Solo ich auch. Was war der Grund? Oder weiß ich nicht, ja. 8, 6, 5, 4.
Oh, Alex hat
8, 6, 5, 4.
8, 6, schreibt dir das mal auf wieder. 8, 6, 5, 4.
Okay. Ich glaube, der ist süß, der Basti, der ist auf diese eine.